So hey my YouTubers and everyone in the world. Today is March the 30th. The time is now 9:19 a.m. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday all day, guys. But if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see more of me. Now today's topic is going to be all about forgiveness. I feel like we need to discuss this topic because it's very, very important for us to grow and to move forward. Now, I went online and I found frequently asked questions about forgiveness. And I'm going to answer all of these questions based off of what I know, my acknowledgement of forgiveness and the power of it. So this is a reflection of when you find yourself unwilling to forgive. So one of the main questions that's asked, and it's on my phone, is do I believe that forgiveness requires something of the other person first? Now, I believe that forgiveness does, honestly speaking, it does require something else from the other person, because obviously if this person did something to hurt you or to offend you or just do something mean to you, then what you're asking of them is to actually listen to what you have to say, to let them know and express it and get it off your chest that this is what they did and this is how it made you feel. That is a part of forgiveness. So it does require the other person to be willing to do something, which is listen to what you did that caused so much pain inside of me, that caused me to not forgive you. If the person is not willing to listen, and that's what you really want them to do, then it's going to be a little bit more challenging for you to let that situation go, because there's still things within you that you have not gotten off your chest yet. And that's going to bother you until you're able to express it. So the second question that's frequently asked about forgiveness is, has this wrongdoing and resentment become part of my identity? I believe that if you have a hard time forgiving, then honestly speaking, it will eventually become a part of your identity. And what's going to happen is, in the future, you're going to take that same resentment with, to other situations, even if you know that a person may not have did something to hurt you on purpose, because you're still damaged from whatever happened, previously. Then honestly speaking, it will become a part of your identity, and it's going to haunt you until you learn to face whatever that situation was that actually scarred you. So yes, it will become a part of your identity, and that's something that you don't want a part of your identity, because honestly speaking, someone could probably do something to hurt your feelings and not really know that it hurts your feelings, but because you have so much anger inside of you, you'll just like lash out and hold a grudge and be upset and angry, and it's actually misplaced anger. The third question that most people ask when it comes to forgiveness is, what are the pleasures of this anger? What are the pleasures of this anger and resentment? To me, honestly speaking, I feel like it's feeding the ego. When you have a hard time forgiving, because it's like, okay, now I have a reason to be upset. Now I have a reason to be mad. Now I have a reason to have an attitude. But and it's not positive. It's really not positive. It's nothing positive about it. So honestly speaking, guys, we have to learn to forgive for so many different reasons. Now, the fourth question that most people ask when it comes to, unwilling to forgive is there a part of me that wants to entertain the anger? Like I said before, the answer to that is yes. Well, yes and no, because there might be a part of you that wants to have a reason to be upset, to be mad, to lash out on someone just to get off, some pent up frustration and anger. But I also feel like there is a part of you that probably has a hard time letting go of whatever that situation was that took place. So it's going to be hard for you to forgive. So honestly speaking, is there a part of you that wants to entertain that anger? I feel like that's yes, and I also feel like that's a no. Sometimes we just have a hard time letting go of certain things that have happened because we felt like it was wrong. Now, the fifth question that's asked most of the time when it comes to the unwillingness to forgive is withholding forgiveness about my ego. In most cases, I would say yes. A lot of people have an ego, and because of that ego, they allow it to control how they feel and control how they respond to things. So yes, I do feel like holding a grudge and having reasons to be upset is it's all an ego thing. So yeah, I'm not gonna forgive you because you did this and you did that, and I'm not gonna forgive you because you shouldn't have did this and you shouldn't have did that. It's the ego. It's like, how could this person do something so messed up to me, knowing that I was such a good person, knowing that I was coming from a good place? And that's why it's really sometimes it's difficult, but we hold on to that. We hold on to it. Now, the sixth question about forgiveness is, what would forgiveness look like? In my opinion, forgiveness is letting go, praying to God that it does not happen again. Forgiveness looks like you moving forward, you being happy. If this person that did you wrong comes up to you and says, comes up to you with something random just to have a reason to talk to you, instead of you being upset and angry and mad, you're more like, forgiveness is more like, you know what? I let that go a long time ago. That's something you have to live with. Or I let that go a long time ago. You know what? I forgive you. But it is what it is. Whatever happened, happened, and it's already said and it's done. That's what forgiveness looks like. Forgiveness looks like you moving forward to your next relationship, moving on, not holding any grudge, but allowing God to take care of that situation, just completely letting it go as if it never happened, and just moving forward in the most positive, productive, successful way you possibly can. Forgiveness is you allowing that person a chance to maybe even speak about what they did and hear from their side of the view. I mean, honestly speaking, even if you hear their point of view, you're still going to feel the way you feel about the situation. But forgiveness is allowing them to at least talk and say, okay, well, this is why I responded this way in that type of situation, even if they knew it was wrong, because people know when they do wrong things. Even if they knew it was wrong, you're more like, forgiveness is like, okay, cool. You know what? We shaking hands. It was what it was. That's it. That's what forgiveness looks like. Forgiveness is allowing that person know, letting that person know, I forgive you for what you did. Now, the last question that I see here is this where I want to stay? So we have to ask ourselves, when we are in situations where it's hard for us to forgive people, is this where I want to stay? Is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to remember? Because see, what happens is when we have a hard time forgiving, it hurts us. We're stuck. We're damaged. We're hurt. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, the way I'm feeling right now when I think about this situation, is this how I want to continue to feel 10, 15, 20 years from now, 5 years from now? Even weeks or months from now? Or do I want to let this situation go? Especially if you know for sure that holding on to all that negativity, there's nothing positive about it at all. So at the end of the day, guys, it's really important that we really ask ourselves, okay, when we know we was done wrong and it's hard for us to forgive, we got to ask ourselves, okay, is this how I want to continue to feel? Because when it's hard for us to forgive and we hold in a grudge and stuff, we're actually hurting ourselves. Mentally, physically, emotionally. We're hurting ourselves, especially if the other person has moved on with their life, not even thinking about what they did to you. In their mind, they got away with it and that's it. And we're over here just stuck holding on to a grudge, not wanting to forgive. But is that helping us in a positive way? Does it make us feel good every time we think about this situation and keep reliving it and keep getting upset and pissed off about it? Is that being a part of the solution, or is that being a part of the problem? So this is what we have to ask ourselves when it comes to forgiveness, because honestly speaking, there's so much power in us forgiving, and we're going to get into that part of the video right now. So this part of the video is there power in forgiveness? And the answer is yes. There's so much power in forgiveness. First of all, forgiveness allows us to grow. Most of all, forgiveness allows us to grow. Forgiving someone for what they did is showing that there's a maturity within you. That's like, you know what? That was the situation that happened. You did that to me. I felt like it was wrong, but you know what? I forgive you. I gave it to God. I moved on with my life. Forgiving is allowing yourself to move on. Forgiving is so important. It helps us to let go of whatever that toxic situation was that caused us so much pain, resentment, hurt, sadness, depression. These are the things that we're holding on to right now. And it causes other health issues. It causes depression, anxiety. It causes so many different things. Forgiving is powerful. Because honestly speaking, guys, if you can learn to forgive someone, then you can be forgiven for the things that you do. Because remember, there's no perfect people. And at the end of the day, we've all done something to someone at some point in time that we knew was wrong. Even if it was something tiny and small, or whether it was something big, the point is we did something, said something, reacted a certain type of way that might have made someone feel like, damn, like we just hurt their feelings, even if we did not intentionally do it. But the point of the matter is, in order for you to be forgiven for the things that you've done, that only you may know about, you have to learn to forgive someone. Forgiving allows us to grow and to mature and to move forward without guilt, without depression, without anxiety. It's like, you know what? Honestly speaking, and this is how I see it, in order for us to learn to forgive, we have to become one with that situation that took place. We have to sit down and we have to thoroughly think about whatever it is that we're holding on to and understand why it hurt us so much. We have to understand, why we're so pissed off about it. We have to get deep down inside. Where is this anger coming from? Where is this obsession in a negative way with this situation? Where is it coming from? Why is it so hard for me to let this go? And that's what we have to ask ourselves. And that's the process of us learning to forgive this person for what they have done. So yes, there is power in forgiveness. And yes, people will do things to us sometimes that we don't agree with, but it's a part of life. It's a part of our life lessons. And at least you know who this person is. Whoever done did something messed up, okay, forgive them. But you know how they can be now. There's power in that. Because you won't allow that situation to happen again. But I hope that you guys like this video that I shot today about forgiveness and the power of forgiveness and the most frequently asked questions about forgiveness. And leave the comments down below. Like I always say, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, visit my website at shoploveronline.com. Until next time, guys, let's learn to forgive and move on. Peace.